Welcome back to Meg's Mysteries. I see you came back for more chilling tales. This one is called Hide and Seek, a cemetery walk. A new shipment just came in at the Rare and Mysterious bookstore. My Uncle Joe and I own the store. I partnered with him after college. I love old books and manuscripts. We get a lot from estate sales. You never know what you'll wind up with. This shipment was from an old New England family. The last of the line was selling everything at a reasonable price, so we bought it all. My name is Angela Starlett, and this is the story of my new friends, Noelle and Bridget. This is a tale some of you will not believe. I was unpacking the boxes from the estate sale with some very rare and expensive books in it. I came across a children's book, first edition of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," a signed copy from the author, Clement Clark Moore, from 1822. Under his signature was a note, "To Noelle, our angel on your 5th birthday, love mother and father." Wow, I had to have this one. I asked Uncle Joe, and he said, "It's all yours, keep it." I don't know why, but I just had to have it. I read it and carried it around the whole day. I felt like I couldn't put it down. So that night at closing, I put it in my briefcase to take it home. Timothy Knight was walking his dog, a golden retriever named Rusty. He took him to the park near the lake, like always. Rusty was running around like normal, and then he came up to Timothy with a muddy toy ball. "Where'd you find that, boy?" Then Rusty dropped the ball at his feet. Timothy picked it up and wiped it off. It looked almost brand new. He said, "It's getting late and cold. Let's go home now, boy." He put the ball in his coat pocket, and they started to walk home. Angela closed the shop for the night and was on her way home. It was a gray and chilly night. She always walked the same way home, but this night she passed by St. Andrew's Cemetery. She stopped. It was the oldest cemetery from the 1800s. She passed it every day, but this time she was drawn in. The gate was wide open like it was waiting for her. She entered and went right up to the oldest part of the cemetery by a large ancient oak tree. She just stood there looking, and she saw an angel statue on a tombstone of a little girl. The inscription was worn, but she can still read it. "Noelle McGee, our angel, December 25th, 1818, December 24th, 1822. Gone too soon from this world, but we will see you again in heaven." Timothy and Rusty were on their way home, too. They were also drawn to the cemetery, as they passed it many times on their way home. This time it beckoned them in. Rusty broke loose and ran in, and he laid on a grave, and he started to whimper. Timothy called and called, but Rusty remained on the grave. Timothy noticed a name and a picture on the headstone. Stuart Townsend, and read, "A boy and his best friend. Lost but not forgotten. December 25th, 1814. December 24th, 1822. How sad, Timothy thought. He was only 8 years old. While trying to get Rusty off the grave, he noticed a young woman far off, and a mist was surrounding her. A very eerie feeling came over him. At the same time, Angela felt someone else there. She looked and saw Timothy staring at her with a wide-eyed, scared look. Then they both heard children's voices saying, "Come play with us, hide and seek, come and find us. You can't." And then they laughed. Both Angela and Timothy just stared, and they both saw a glowing little girl and a little boy running around the gravestones. "Play hide and seek," the little voice said, and giggles from both of them as they hid behind the tree. Angela said, "Did you see that?" She must have noticed Timothy was a real person, not a ghost. Timothy said, "I thought you were a ghost, but now we both see the real thing. Two little ghosts." Then a young woman came from behind the tree. "Come away, children, now." Then they all vanished, just as fast as they appeared. Angela and Timothy just stared. "We both saw that, right?" Timothy said, "I was drawn here." Angela said, "Me too." Then Rusty got up and started to leave. Then they all left, and the gate closed behind them, all by itself. Angela said, "Funny thing, I wasn't really scared, were you?" Timothy said, "No, I kind of felt at peace." She asked, "Would you come back tomorrow night?" He said, "I think we have to. Maybe something or someone needs our help, and they're calling out to both of us." They gave each other their numbers and made arrangements to meet the next night. Angela went home and read the book again. She couldn't put it away. The name Noel and the name on the headstone had to be a sign. Timothy had found that he still had the ball in his coat pocket. He removed it, and then he saw the face of the little boy and his dog, the same picture that was on the headstone. What a chill it gave him, a chill down to his bones. He called Angela. "We have to do some research." She said, "Yes, we can check with the church records. Maybe they can give us more information. Anything will help us." So they went to St. Andrew's and asked to see the cemetery records dating back to the 1800s. It did help with the family names. Noel McGee, born December 25th, died December 24th, 1822. She would have been 5 on December 25th, that Christmas Day, but she died on that Christmas Eve. Her parents were Juliet and William McNee. Stuart Townsend was born December 25th, 1814, died December 24th, 1822. Parents, Stuart and Gladys Townsend. He was only 8 years old. That was the only information they can get. So that night they met at the gate of St. Andrew's Cemetery. The gates swung open as they approached. Rusty ran in and again laid on the grave of Stuart and read. Almost at once the children appeared. "Do you want to play?" they asked. Angela and Timothy said, "We're only here to help you. Are you Noel? And are you Stuart?" Then a ghostly dog appeared behind them. "Yes, and this is Red," said Stuart. "Now how can we help you?" asked Angela. Noel said, "We just want to play. It's been so long since someone came to play with us." Then a ghost appeared, the same young woman from the other night. She was dressed in a maid's uniform from long ago. "I'm Bridget. I take care of them, so the mean lady can't find them." Angela said, "What mean lady?" Then a dark figure appeared and came toward the children. Bridget and the children vanished. The figure screamed, "Get out!" Then she was gone too. So Angela and Timothy left, but said, "We'll be back." The next night they returned, but Angela did her research beforehand. She read, "You must be careful with the spirits so they don't follow you home. So pray before you go in and it will protect you." As they entered the cemetery, they both said this prayer. "To all who are here, do not fear. We come with respect and appreciation for all who are among us. You may show us yourself or connect with us any way you choose, but you must not follow us home. We pray that you will find peace someday." Then Bridget and the children appeared. So Bridget told them their sad story. It was Christmas Eve, 1822. Noel would have been 5 years old that next Christmas Day. That night, Christmas Eve, her mother was putting her to bed before her father and mother went to a party. She let her open one present. Noel chose the book, and her mother read it to her. 'Twas the night before Christmas. Noel asked, "Please read it again, Mother," But it was late, and her mother said, "You must get some sleep so Santa can come and visit." She kissed her and left saying, "Your big day is tomorrow too, Christmas and your birthday. Now go to sleep, my angel." Bridget, who always comes in later and tucks her in, came in and said, "Bed now, Missy." "Oh, Bridget, please read my new book one more time," Noelle pleaded. Bridget could never refuse her, so she read it again, and then she said, "I'll go get your warm milk and one cookie." Then she put the book high on the bookshelf and left. Noelle wanted to show her dolly the book, so she went up and climbed up on the bookshelf. The heavy bookshelf fell and crushed her, and she died instantly. At the same time, Bridget came into the room and found her. Bridget felt like it was her fault. After the funeral, she took her own life so she could be with Noelle and take care of her after death. So she's still taking care of her, and now Stuart too. Angela cried, and Timothy said, "How can we help you all move on?" Then Stuart told his story. "I was playing by the lake with Red. I threw the ball, and Red ran after it onto the frozen lake. I followed him, and the ice broke, and we both fell in, never to be found. My grave is empty, but we're still here." Then Angela gave the book to Noelle, and Timothy gave the ball to Stuart. "This is what brought us here, and maybe now you can move on." Then a bright light appeared, and they all held hands and went into it. We heard, "Thank you," and then they were gone. "Now they're finally at peace," Timothy said. The dark figure came out, and we heard her say, "Thank you. Those children were so noisy and running around all the time. Now I can get my rest. I can rest in peace now, too. I was never evil, but I just need my rest." And then she vanished. So everybody was finally at peace. Timothy and Angela became best friends, and now they're always looking to help any spirits tell their stories and move on if they choose to. They started Starlit and Night Paranormal Investigations. So if you want to take a nice walk through a cemetery with them, just call. They're always looking for a good night stroll or a game of hide and seek with their ghostly friends. I hope you enjoyed this one. More to come on Meg's Mysteries. Have a good evening.